Good evening, folks. Welcome to another episode of Beer Rating with Sean Connors. I'm going to do another beer from my beer club. This one, the Old Angus. Last week I did one, an IPA at a Cape Breton. I believe it was Black Angus. So we have another Angus beer, and this one is from McLean's Brewery. Old Angus Ale, 6.2% alcohol, so consider it a strong beer. And they say, Angus is a good old guy, tough as nails and stubborn as a mule. As a tribute to him, we brew a dark brown ale with notes of caramel and chocolate. He thinks it's delicious, but he'll never say it. And these guys are out of Hanover, Ontario. And since this came with my beer club, I do get a newsletter. It tells me a little bit about each beer and each brewery. So for this one, for the brewery, it says, many years ago, Charles McLean developed a passion for two things. By day, he loved riding motorcycles, and by night, he enjoyed drinking a great beer. So in 1978, he decided to take an epic journey and traveled overseas to ride a Norton Commando through the beautiful English countryside. After months of experience the best ales in England, he found his gas tank empty and his trip funds running low. As luck would have it, Charles found a nearby pub that not only gave him a job tending bar, but also introduced him to the craft of brewing beer. Once home, he began brewing his own ales in tribute to his time spent in England. His passion flourished and became one of Ontario's pioneer independent craft breweries. As other small breweries came and went, Charles continued to follow his heart and taste buds. This eventually led to what has become his signature ale, the very same one that today bears his name. And for the beer itself, what do they say? Pretty well exactly what's on the can, so no need to read that. Alright, so it's a brown ale, so obviously it's going to be a little bit brown. We're going to get hints of chocolate and caramel, which for many that might remind some of a porter or a stout. So I think, it's going to be a dark beer, obviously, and for me, I'm not a beer expert by any means, so I'm probably going to get remnants, as I said, of a porter or a stout. Love trying new beers no matter what. Alright, so as expected, it's brown. Actually, if you look up to the light, it's almost like a tinge of red, and same with the head. Not getting hints of chocolate or caramel there, but it is a malty aroma, and that's, from my experience, a few brown ales that I've had. That's pretty well normal. Let's see how it tastes. Pretty well what I expected. It's got not sure if it's a chocolate or the caramel there, but it's definitely something there that once again reminds me, if I didn't know any better and I have a blind taste test, I think maybe I was drinking a kind of a light porter. Not quite a stout. I find stout gives you a milkier, creamier mouthfeel. Not getting that. It's not bad. Like I said, I've had a handful of brown ale. Some I enjoyed, some not so much. I'd say this one is more in lines of ones I've enjoyed so far anyways. Interesting. As I said, it is a bit malty, but it's not overwhelming in the maltiness, and it doesn't linger, and I'm not a big fan of when I take a beer where the taste kind of lingers in your mouth, the aftertaste. Rating wise, my ratings are always out of 5, with a 1's a drain pour. I don't like it, I can't finish it, I'm literally going to pour it down the drain. A 2 is, I'm not a big fan, but I'll finish it. A 3 would be a good beer, a 4 would be a very good beer, and a 5 would be the best beer ever. Offhand with this one, without putting it in stone, I'm thinking probably a 3.5, so that's between good and very good. So there's nothing wrong with it. If you're a brown ale drinker, this is probably a good one to try. Fairly easy drinking, as you see. I'm not taking sips, I'm taking fairly big mouthfuls. I don't think it would ever be my go-to regular beer, but it's definitely one I enjoy on a regular basis. It's not too many beers that I can honestly say I'm a regular drinker of that beer. Obviously, doing these channels, I obviously enjoy trying different beers, and the more out there, the better. And this isn't necessarily out there. What I mean by that, I have some people when they travel, they bring me back beer, and I tell them, if you come across something, you go, holy shit, I never thought they'd make that into a beer. I don't know. Could be anything, peanut butter flavored beer, I don't care. I might not like it, but I'd love to try it. And I think if you're, this is one of the ones I said before, if you're a mass beer drinker, like your Budweiser, your Coors, whatever the case might be, and you want to get into craft beers, but you're a little reluctant because the mass beer is your comfy spot, this might be one of those ones to start you off, because it's not too strong of a difference in regular beers. Like, it's not, I find like maybe if you're a regular beer drinker and you start off with a strong IPA, it might turn you off because it's probably a little bit more than what you're used to. And this one too would be a little bit more, but not a lot more. And I'm definitely enjoying it. So with that being said, I think I'm quite comfortable sticking with my 3.5 for McLean's Old Angus. There you go, folks. Within the next day or so, we'll hit another one in the box, and we'll go from there. Till next year, as always, enjoy responsibly. Cheers.